Politics! Okay, hey, there are things to talk about in politics, from national all the way down to local.
Where do you want to start?
I think we start with local.
Local.
And towards the end of this, we're going to talk about the guy that's taken over for Graham Plattner. Because I think it's important to look at this and go, how far down is he and everything. So we'll get to that, but you're going to have to watch
polling numbers are interesting because we got about 3 months here to go to the general election.
Yeah. And as we'll talk about, it depends on how much money these guys have.
Yeah.
Right. And Susan Collins is not popular, thank God. That's her only chance.
Yeah.
So let's talk local, because we've got the Oklahoma County runoff election is coming up, and that's going to be the lady from Edmond against Rick Warren's brother.
Warren's brother.
So Wendy Jo Hampton is the lady from Edmond. She was given a job by Brian Maughan called the manager of the county, and it was a new job. Put her out front.
All right.
So as manager of the county, the $14 million was missing.
Okay.
Great manager.
Great manager.
She's going to come back and go, I didn't manage that. And I go, maybe you ought to look up the definition of the word manager. If it happened, it's yours.
It's yours.
And people making excuses just makes the rest of us hate them. So the other thing that happened is they talked a bunch about the jail elevators again yesterday. And I like to think I'm the one that elevated that subject matter.
Yep.
The elevators haven't worked for 6 years, probably.
Yeah.
That has been the issue.
We talked about this before, a couple of years ago, I think.
Even when I ran for Democratic chair, we talked about it in the other room over there.
Yeah.
Look, the challenge is you've got people in charge that should go to jail for the decisions they made about not repairing the jail. And then they spent a ton of money, including the Chamber of Commerce, which we're going to get to next, spent a bunch of money on a lie called Fix the Jail. Yeah. And then they didn't fix anything.
They didn't fix anything.
So there was a bunch of ARPA money, AARPA, Joe Biden money, as it's also known, that was there that they didn't fix the elevators with or put the elevators outside. They didn't want to fix it because they wanted you to be suckered into this new jail.
New jail. How far along are we on this new jail?
So they spent a bunch of money, but all they've done seemingly is move dirt.
Move dirt.
And that is out of
cleaned up
the county court clerk.
Have they even cleaned up the site yet?
No, because they keep finding stuff. And OERB will clean that up.
It won't cost any extra money to clean that up. We'll have it done in 3 weeks.
Okay, but here's
Here we are.
So Wendy Jo Hammond's an insider, but she's the one that's going to fix things.
Uh-huh.
How is anybody that's part of this cluster duck going to fix anything?
Yeah.
Because my thing is, look, we've offered candidates, and they just voted for the same people. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that, but most of it's gerrymandered. And this is a good example of why gerrymandering should be illegal.
Yeah.
But I think we need to look at, once again, the RICO statute violations for all of these people that were involved in not fixing the jail, because that makes you legally liable.
And then lying to the people of Oklahoma County about needing this $250 million bond.
Yeah, which was all fake.
All fake.
Everything was fake on that.
That's more than fraud. That should be.
And there was probably 100 people involved, and so. My goal is, I would love to see a new AG and not Eccles, because Eccles owned the medical company at the jail.
No kidding.
He isn't going to do anything.
The only reason he wants to be AG is so he can save his own butt from and not go to jail, because his company, Turnkey Health, kills so many people across the nation, and they're suing the crap out of him.
And he got that job. I think this was one of his first ones. Kevin Calvi. There. Look,
there's another greaseball.
The challenge is if Nick Coffey can get in. He's a young guy, he's a federal prosecutor, he knows what a RICO statute is.
Yeah.
What we run into, I think is fair to say, is we can get people to look into something, they'll have meetings, they'll make documents, they'll make arguments, all this other stuff, but when push comes to shove, nobody gets arrested.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand that, but it is the good old boys
network. Man. Well, and it is. I mean, even with Drummond, we see that with whenever the guy, that police officer threw the 80-year-old guy to the ground face first, weighs 115 pounds soaking wet, and did it out of pure emotion and anger. I mean, totally, bro. You're like, I wasn't doing it.
He wasn't doing anything.
He wasn't doing anything. Right. And then he actually gets, grand jury goes, yeah, man, we need to indict this guy. Okay, we're going to prosecute him. And then Drummond steps in and goes, no, we're not.
Right.
I mean, that's just
sick. Well, you have to have the FOP endorsement to win as a Republican.
I guess you're right.
And whether we like it or not, it's all about politics.
It's like they wear the authoritarianism on their sleeve.
Right.
So, But yeah, let's talk
sad.
about what happened yesterday, right? And it was our Lowe who put
Oh,
in
the jail deal?
Yeah, the
So,
chamber, OKC.
oh yeah, so the $250,000. So here's the deal with the Chamber of Commerce.
Now this is sick, guys. This
Okay.
thing right here should make
I
you bad.
I want you to hear this because, so there's Oklahoma City, the biggest city,
Yeah.
and there's Midwest City.
Yeah, Midwest City.
They have their own Chamber of Commerce.
4 acres
right.
in Bethany.
The village does
We're in
not. We're
Bethany.
part of Northwest Oklahoma
Yeah,
City
Northwest
Chamber of
Oklahoma
Commerce.
City.
So the county is giving our money
Our
from
money.
all of these different cities
Yeah.
to Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce.
I pay a lot in property taxes.
Right.
I'll tell you
But
that.
we're
right
not. We didn't give them permission to give this money away.
now. No.
And then
Well, what we did was we supposedly elected
did
a
you read the
representation
contract?
to represent us at the county commissioner spot to do stuff on our behalf. So there you go. And what are they doing on my behalf? Giving my money to a chamber that doesn't represent my
Represent me.
city.
And they come into my city and try to steal grocery stores and anything
Yeah.
else they can that are high sales tax items.
Yeah.
Literally, they got an
Yeah.
old Albertsons to move across the street, which nearly bankrupted our city.
Wow.
Yeah, grocery stores bring in a lot of money
Yeah.
for cities, just so you know it. But the other challenge to this is they're meddling in the elections.
Yeah.
Meddling.
Meddling in the elections with this money.
So they've put,
250,000, that's $250,000 that they're giving the OKC chamber, believe this, yearly. Okay, that's a year. That's not like a one-time deal. That's every
okay, so I
year.
do want to point this out. So the Fix the Jail campaign,
Yeah.
Tim Tardibono was the guy that ran it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
officed
Oh,
out
my
of the
God.
Chamber of Commerce. Literally, when you dial the phone number, they're like, Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, can I help you?
You got
Mark
really-
Mark has it on tape.
Oh, that's awesome.
Literally has it on tape.
Oh, that's awesome.
So just so you guys don't think I'm anti-Oklahoma City, I live in the village. We got to run our own business.
Yeah, we got
He lives in
4
more
acres,
acres. They
baby.
got to run their own business. We need to take care of our own stuff.
It'd be great. Hey, man, you know, if that was going to go to help the whole county,
Yeah.
then that's something different.
Or-
But it's not. It's not going to help me
No.
or my city. It's just taking money from
Right.
me.
So think about that kind of stuff when you're looking at who you're going to bring back in. I literally think Brian Mon needs to be removed from office. And I don't want to start sounding like a stalker that I hate the guy or
Yeah.
anything. He's been there 20 years.
Wow.
20. I want somebody to give me a resume of what he's done. I just want to see a resume outside of the gerrymandering.
Outside,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
All right, what's
They do
next
that
on our
too.
deal, my man?
Well, let's see. What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Which,
let's move on to Graham Plattner because I think it's the
Graham
thing that
Plattner,
people are
let's talk
concerned
about this because he's going to national stuff.
And
one
neither
thing is
one of
going
us-
on in Maine.
Neither one of us are justifying his behavior, assuming he did it or anything
Hey, you
else.
know,
I am suspect of the timing.
yeah, this timing.
Sorry,
Because
but
here we
no.
are, we're 3 months from the general election, and a guy named Troy Jackson,
Right.
who was the Senate president of the legislature, so he's got
Pro
some name
Senate, Pro
recognition.
Tem, I think is the.
He's
proper-
got- yeah. Got some name. They call it the president or majority leader of
Well,
the
that's
state
easier.
senate.
Yeah, we should do that
Is
here.
what they called it. Is what they called him. And anyway, there's some polling out from Real Clear Politics, Crystal Ball, and Center for Politics had done some polling on this race. And
How bad is it?
well, he's underwater 7 to 11 points against Susan Collins.
And Plattner was how far ahead?
5 to 7 points ahead.
So a 14-point swing,
Yeah,
or 10
working
point
big
swing.
time.
Yeah.
So a lot of that.
Not saying I like the
saying
guy.
I
I
like the
just
guy,
need the
nothing.
Senate to
I'm
change
just showing.
hands.
This shows really how momentum can really
Die.
die.
Yeah.
When-
And here's the thing, once again, not justifying it, but whether
Yeah.
we like it or not, as
Whether
of
we like it or
right
not.
now, the other side,
They're gonna
will
keep the
do
Senate.
anything
They're gonna
to
keep the
stay
Senate.
in
I'm
power.
sorry. This tells me
Yeah.
Republicans keep the Senate.
and we gave it to them.
We gave it to them.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Hey man, look, this go, but it's not because we need to keep planning and do that. Well, you know what? Maybe we need to go back further and go better vetting of our candidates.
Right. That's my argument. How did it get to this point?
How did it get? Yeah, and this is
Did
on
nobody-
Maine, man. This
this
isn't
is-
on the nation. This is on Maine.
I would say it's on the National Democratic Party. He was a
Maybe,
national
too.
figure.
You're right.
How did no one, because evidently the
Come
rumbling
on.
had been going on in the
Yeah.
in the media. How did no one pull this forward, knowing full well that he was
He
going
had
to be the key? I mean, let's say Mitch McConnell's dead, and let's say
Yeah.
who's the other guy? that-
We don't know. That's another thing.
Right. But all of this really matters now,
Yeah, it really matters.
and this
now.
other seat really matters now.
You know, even Republicans that are representatives in Kentucky are wondering, what's up with frickin' Mitch McConnell? But let's get back to this because Troy Jackson thing, because the polling numbers aren't there, and you got 3 months. It's really hard to. I mean, it's hard to come back from a 4-point deficit when you got a whole year.
Well, and Susan's been there a long time.
Yeah, we're talking 11 points max in one poll that you're down. You don't come back from that.
And Democrats, as usual, look unorganized and unmotivated. And I'm trying to think.
Well, that really does, man.
Without
you
direction.
pour a bunch of money. You had labor groups pour a whole bunch of money in the Plattner, and then all of a sudden, poof, that goes away.
So where's the money go? He. I don't know how the law works on that, but he can give it to a sister race, meaning, so like city council, you've got money in your campaign chest, you can give it to somebody else running for city council.
Yeah.
They can't, I don't believe you can move up or down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how Maine laws work, but
I'm
here,
not sure.
I was able to use some of Kathy's when she ran for, because I ran for county clerk.
But all that work, just the organizing and everything else, that goes away. It really does, because now you got a new guy, old organizing.
And how much trust and belief in the already struggling Democratic Party did that take away?
I don't know. Yeah. That's a good question.
I mean, think about here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk in Oklahoma terms. So, Alicia Andrews was head of the Democratic Party. She loses, and now she is promoting a candidate.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's her.
This is similar.
I don't know if she's her.
Well, we're just talking about her loss to.
Was substantial. It wasn't even close.
Yeah. But the guy.
But then
he ended up having to because of some weird AI thing. Then you're like, what the hell, dude?
Make it out with a chick on AI.
Yeah.
I don't even know who does this weird shit, so I'm not justifying
John Waldron. But that was like what?
So he steps down, and actually Hefner's got.
We got some wind.
We got a lot of people running, but the most controversial candidate on the Democratic side is being handled one way or another by Alicia. So we need to talk about that. Let's talk about
that
school superintendent race that actually really matters, because more than likely the Republican will go on through. Let's be honest, numbers wise.
Yeah,
it's just the way it works. So there are two people running. James Taylor, not the musician. He is a Christian nationalist.
Yep.
And he jokes on podcasts that we all call him a white Christian nationalist. And we go, no, your friends are. You're a Christian nationalist. So he wrote a book that's got bullets in the Bible and guns on the front.
Let's talk about his credentials. He has no education background. He's got a doctorate in Bible studies.
Right.
That's all he does. He's a theologian. That's it. He thinks, he goes, I want our teachers to pastor the kids in Christianity.
No.
And it's like, can't do that.
But that will get you through a Republican primary.
Yeah, that will do it.
And it got him in second place. And look, Robert Franklin, no matter what you think of the guy, look, we're not going to get what we want out of a Republican if you're on the left. You're going to get a guy who's still for school choice.
Hey man, let's just not get the chaos that we had with Ryan Walters. But we're going to get that with this James Taylor guy.
James Taylor. Here's my deal.
It's going to be chaos.
And I'm saying right here, I'm not helping get rid of this guy if you vote him in.
Yeah.
I'm not helping. I wasted years of my life because people voted that idiot Walters in.
Well, you did a good job, though.
Yes, I did.
Making him step down.
Myself and a whole bunch of other people. So
a bunch of other people, and
And we all just kept kicking his ass every week until
finally the media guy and then every investigations go on and every man, you gotta go.
You gotta go. So the question is how did we end up with this guy, James Taylor?
How did we end up with him?
I don't know. So I was at an autism awareness debate, but it wasn't a debate. It was a forum. And he was on there, and he's got a kid with autism, so he talked really well about it. And he knew what he was talking about. And I don't think that's what promoted him. It is OCPAC. It is city elders who endorse him. And they don't usually endorse people in a runoff or a primary. But they did. And, they've lost a couple of their So, Bob Lennon and his grotesque septuagenarians and octogenarians, and then city elders were enough to propel him through at that point.
Yeah.
And look, there's a bunch of people out there that are about this far from wanting us to be an isolationist Christian nation.
Yeah.
And they really do want that, and he fits the bill, or he's con man.
Yeah.
And it's one or the other.
One or the other.
So he got kicked out of Oklahoma City Public Schools because he refused to go along with a mask mandate. And so he is at, oh dear Lord, I can't remember the name of the dang school, but it's where a whole bunch of child molesting coaches
nice.
came out of.
And that's something.
Yeah, Little Axe.
Little Axe.
When you look around the state, a lot of the people that I got rid of, one way or another, passed through Little Axe. And I'm not saying Little Axe is guilty, but one of the original starters of that pack of people was there. And they're spread throughout the state, so if you got a Little Axe on your resume, check.
Check it out.
So
anyway, let's talk about, I want to go back to national here. We're going to talk about polling again.
Okay.
And I got some really cool deal here.
Star Wars.
So yeah, Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I've watched all of it. So that's for another show. Anyway, polling.
Yeah.
So here's something interesting. It came out the other day. Donald Trump is polling lower than any president
In history.
in this century.
Yeah,
Since 2000, since the year 2000 on, he's polling the lowest, and he has the largest disparity between approval and disapproval right now.
Right.
I mean, his numbers are in the toilet, and really, if you're a Republican aligning yourself with Donald Trump, unless you're in just really, really big MAGA territory, Oklahoma, if you're not in there, you're going to be hurting by putting yourself with him.
Let me ask you something. Since you're from here, why is this a MAGA state? It's a bunch of broke-ass white people.
It is.
That's literally what they
Because,
say. 80% white, and most of them are broke.
I'm not, I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you how I think about it. We have in this state even in the cities, we have a rural mindset.
Yeah.
Even in the cities. Well, and that's changing because as more people come in and
they're moving
from elsewhere into here, it's changing. But the rural areas, they're still pretty much, yeah, man. I mean, go to Northeast Oklahoma, you probably will go hours and hours through there without seeing a person of color unless they're a Native American.
Oh, Southeast Oklahoma, same deal.
Same thing in Southeast Oklahoma. You won't.
Hell, I'd say Southwestern Oklahoma, same deal.
You won't see a Latino. You won't see a black person.
See natives
you
and
won't
whites.
You won't see an Asian. It'll be Native Americans and white people, and that's what you get. It's kind of wild when you think about it, and some of their thinking, especially in the rural areas. And me being from here and just a lineage, 5 generations on my dad's side, 4 on my mom's, I have several conservatives in my family. I have some liberals. The amazing thing is most of the people that were liberal in my family, they've left the state. They don't live here. I'm basically the only one. But I'm kind of stuck. I got family, I got roots.
You have a microphone.
I got a microphone.
And none of them have a microphone.
It's kind of weird. I don't know why they vote. It's kind of like the same way here. Look. We have a corporation commission, and they're all my utility bills keep going up and up and up and up. Okay, well, the same guys, the Republicans who are in the corporation commission, are running again.
Right.
Guess who these fools are going to vote for?
It'll be them.
They're going to vote for him again. They're going to vote for him again, and they're going to keep the receipts. And guess what's going to happen next year? We're going to have 5 rate increases because they're corrupt. And I don't know.
And they get their money from the people they regulate.
And I'm not sure what the mindset is here. And yeah, out in the rural areas, like even Northeast, they're very religious, man. You see Jesus signs everywhere, so they all congregate in their churches and stuff. And that might be some of it too. And I don't know what the thinking is. They just don't read. They're not readers. They're not, oh God, are they not?
And just
readers?
no exposure to.
And no exposure to anything else.
So, I'm not cutting them down.
So keeping the status quo, even if it's hurting them, seems at least stable to them. Hey man, I just want my slow life out here. Want everything to stay the same. And I get it that these corporation commissioners are corrupt. I get it that they're raising my rates on everything every year, but I'm still going to vote for the same guys because I just can't have that socialism.
Right.
And so, even if it isn't socialism, but they've got it, somebody's got it in their head that's
communism is the word. Commies are the word being used again.
So now it's all communist. Now it's not socialist. Now it's communist. So they start buying into that.
Did the smelting plant work to turn people against folks? Because that's
something different. Here's something shocking. Okay, so Wisconsin. Here's something good. Here, this segues right into this. Wisconsin. So you have the person who created the Tea Party in Wisconsin in 2010, and the person who was the Wisconsin Occupy Democrat person together creating one organization together. And these
Wow.
are like so far from the political end.
Yeah,
You could
yeah.
believe- And guess what it's against? Data centers
Oh,
and
yeah.
AI
Yeah.
and flock cameras.
So we found
So
some
we found
unifying
something
item.
that unifies everybody, and it has to be these data centers and flock and AI and databases keeping all our information.
No,
So isn't that something? There's something that we all come together on, right there. No matter if you're left, right, or center, or even far right and far left, you
That's
come
right.
together on these dang data centers, sucking up all the
Right.
power and resources,
Yeah.
and then our government using those
And we're-
resources to spy on
Right.
us.
And we are underwriting it.
Yeah, we're underwriting it.
Right.
But you know what? Yeah, in Oklahoma, they'll vote for the same fools over and over and over and over again. They will. Yeah, yes, it's kind of like at an Animal House. Yes, sir, please give me another.
Yeah.
Smack.
Yeah.
And then that's where we
Right.
are in Oklahoma.
Take us out, my friend.
Hey, this is the Will Rogers Experiment Podcast, and as always,
That's all we got today.
that's what we got today. We'll see you guys next week.
That was a lively show, man.
Yeah. Who do we have on next week?
So next week I am